Yeah, they got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here live on YouTube and all your favorite pro wrestling platforms. I'm your co-host Chris Rucker along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about the world of professional wrestling. The week after Christmas, AEW World's End, all kind of awards are being passed out. But first we start with, how was your weekend, EJ?
Man, I can't complain. We're in what our guys see and I say the taint of the holiday season.
Ain't quite.
In between Christmas and New Year, so I'm doing swell. You do anything interesting during Christmas? 'Cause we hadn't seen each other since last Sunday.
No. Kids came over for Christmas, and then my mom and everybody came over also for a few hours, exchanged gifts with everybody. Then everybody left. I was by myself Christmas, worked like 4 hours on Friday. I have a buddy that's I've been friends with since like right after high school. He used to do the backyard wrestling shit with us. He lives in Morocco now, but he's moved in like China and all these places. He's a principal over there, and he gets moved around a lot. Well, once a year he comes back, and we always hang out and shit like that. But he was a cripple this week. He had just gotten his fucking knee reconstructed or whatever. He's 6 weeks into the 10-month recovery, so he couldn't really do much. So Friday we just kind of hung out and drank and caught up. And yesterday the girlfriend came home. We watched Stranger Things, which was a hunk of shit. And that's it. And here we are.
I've heard mixed reviews of the Stranger Things. I heard some people say they like this last season.
Man.
Some people say your sentiments on it.
I feel like Triple H booked this shit.
Oh, snap.
Like, they were right there at the finish line, ready to go score, and Triple H had to put his fucking hands in it. And now all these fucking weird storylines are out, which is like all of it. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it's not what I wanted with my Stranger Things finale. You know, they had 3 fucking years to come up with this. Maybe that was too much time. Maybe they thought about it too much and fucking overthink it.
Isn't it like a weird dynamic? Because didn't the show start off when all of them were children and now they're adults?
They're not technically adults. They're still like, it's 3 years later, so they've all gotten a little older. But they're adults in real life, yeah. But I mean, you're always older in real life than you're portraying on screen.
So in the show, they're not adults. They're still trying to say they're teenagers or something.
They're not really in school. They're just fucking. But yeah, they're still children. Like, they're still teenagers.
That's wild. It's like then they do like with Saved by the Bell, like they portraying teenagers, but in real life they're in their mid to late 20s.
That's how it all used to be. Like fucking Melrose Place, you know? It used to be
90210.
Yeah, all that shit. It was always like that.
Luke Perry, I think it was a dad on the show portraying. Like I think Jungle Boy was already around when Luke Perry was on 902. Yeah, that's yeah. You know, it is what it is. What shows have you been liking lately? It seems like you've been saying all the shows you've been watching have been a crocker.
I mean, I like Stranger Things. I'm not a fan of how it ended this time. And then like we finally finished Chuck, which I've been trying to finish for years, and that turned into, it's like the longer these shows go, the worse they get. Like Arrow was so fucking good, and now we're in like the final couple seasons of that, and I'm just like, I don't even want to watch it. Like when it's time, like, hey, you want to watch something? It used to be, yeah, let's watch Arrow. Now it's like, I don't fucking know. I tell you, Bel Air's good. I'm digging Bel Air.
Yeah, I'm on the. Are you in the last season yet?
Yeah. I'm there. I think I'm like 3 episodes deep into it.
Got me beat. I watched the first one and then life happened, so I gotta.
Yeah.
I like binging sometimes. So I'm gonna binge 'em probably. Maybe watch some on the airplane tonight. Now I'm finally caught up with wrestling. I've been catching up with wrestling basically since Thanksgiving, keeping up with it. I'm finally caught up.
It's been a lot. They claim the holiday seasons are slow in wrestling, but I feel like it's been a lot of fucking wrestling lately.
Yeah, man. A lot of taped episodes. I know you weren't a fan of, but it is what it is. But yeah, man. I know a show you should watch. You got HBO Max, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You seen the It Welcome to Derry?
No, I've heard about that though.
Oh, it's dope. It's dope.
Is
Yeah, I
that good?
recommend.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I've only
should watch
seen one or two of the It's before. I've seen the original and I think I've seen the newest one, but I haven't seen part 2 of the new one.
Watch. Yeah, you probably should watch that first before you watch the. Even though it's a prequel, so technically you could watch the HBO series before and not mess anything up. But I recommend it. But yeah, man. Usually you have a big Christmas dinner.
I didn't this year. Matter of fact, I made breakfast for my kids. They, got them and I did eggs, bacon, and pancakes on the Blackstone before we did presents and shit like that. And then my family came over. And after everybody left, I was just like, what am I going to do for dinner? And I literally fucking walked down the street to the convenience store and got like a bag of chips and some queso dip. And that's what I had for dinner. Fucking
Really?
lonely goddamn Christmas dinner by myself.
That's wild. Cause I'm in South Carolina, so a lot of one of my sisters with the smaller kids, she's over in Italy with her in-laws. So my other sister, she has an adult child, and then my other nephew, he's basically adult. He's like your son's age, he's 17, about to be 18 next year. So and my other nephew's 25. So this was like a different vibe. It's like the first time since I can remember not having like small kids during Christmas. So
Mm.
it was chill, laid back, and then in the evening we went to my aunt's for my like extended family dinner. You know how that goes. All the fixings, the ham, the turkey. I know you're not a turkey fan, but they had the turkey as well.
Yeah.
They had fried chicken, collard greens,
Damn, that's a
red
lot of food.
rice. Yeah, man. So I got to work off those holiday pounds when I get back. I'm trying to drop like 15 or 20 this coming up year.
My
Get
family,
right.
my family did do a big thing. I didn't go to it just because I had to go to work the next day. And by the time that they left my place, it was like 5, and they had all the food and shit. So everything wasn't gonna get started till like 8 or 9, because that's what my family does. By then, it would have been time for me to come home. So I didn't even, and it was like an hour away. So once everybody came over here, I was like, cool. Well, I don't have to go there now. But they had a big dinner. Like I said, I just ate fucking chips and salsa and went to bed early because I had to work the next day. Yeah, that was about it, really.
Yeah, and then I find because I've been like with family basically the whole time. So and I don't have a car, so I just been borrowing my dad's car here and there, my mom's car here and there. And yesterday I finally got to catch up with my high school friends, so that was dope. And that's why I didn't get to watch Worlds End live. Got home super late, threw it on, got through the first match and fell asleep. Then I finished it this morning though. So
I didn't even see the first match. We were watching Stranger Things, and um, Tabitha got home yesterday. She had been with her family since Tuesday night, I want to think. And she came home yesterday, and like at 8:30, she was like, "I'm going to bed." I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll fucking throw Worlds in on live then." Like, I thought I
oh
was gonna have to
snap.
watch it in the morning. So I watched that, and I mean, this isn't any disrespect to the product because it was a good show, but yeah, with it being so late, and you had a couple cocktails, I was laying on the couch and woke up, and they were like, "John Moxley just beats Okada," and I'm like, "God damn it, I missed the finish." I watched the whole match and dozed off for like 3 minutes and missed the finish. I did that a couple times, but other than that, man, it was good watching it live. It's always a good fucking AEW show. Like, unpredictable.
Tell me about it.
There was some, as any wrestling fan will tell you, there were some results that I didn't particularly care for, which we'll get into. But yeah,
Yeah, man. I'm able to avoid spoilers pretty well, but for some reason, I got on Facebook when I got home last night and was scrolling and got the main event spoiled, of course. I'm like,
Mm,
damn it, man! I should have stayed off of Facebook,
yeah.
but I didn't get anything else spoiled, so I was able to watch the show pretty much. I mean, I guess you can't really call it a spoiler if it's already happened, but
Yeah.
you know, spoil it for myself. But I was able to avoid pretty much all of them.
That I don't too much get mad at because like, and not blaming you, but like to me, if I do that, that's my fault. Like if I know I haven't
Yeah.
watched it and I jump on a social media where I follow a bunch of wrestling shit, like I can't be mad at that. But like WWE recording SmackDown and you got all the
Mhm.
spoilers that happened like a week and a half ago. Like I saw one of them and I almost brought it up on the show. Then I realized, oh, it hadn't fucking happened yet last week, which was Carmelo winning the U.S. title. And
So we didn't have that on the list, but I got something to say about that.
okay,
I like it. I like it because you know when you're watching a pre-recorded show, you're like, it's probably not gonna have a title change because it's pre-recorded. I like it in the grand scheme of things, but I don't like it for specifically Melo. I think he should have had it happen live for some reason.
the
Goes
crowd
back to
loved
that.
it.
Mhm.
I will say this about WWE's pre-recorded shows. I don't like. I was specifically watching Gunther, and everybody talked about like all the heat he's getting now for beating John Cena and how the crowd hates him. And I was legit like looking at the crowd, and the noise that was being coming through my speakers wasn't matching the crowd's reactions. So I think a lot of that shit was piped in that they did. Now, Gunther is a heel, and people are gonna hate him. So when they go back to being live, he's still gonna get that reaction. I just don't think the reaction was what they made it out to be, or maybe they thought, well, all right, fucking, we could do 2 weeks of piping noise in, and the people that are watching at home that are gonna be at the first live show in January, it's kind of like a Pavlov's dog theory, right? Like they'll know to boo Gunther. But when Melo won the title, the noise that was coming through was matching the reaction that I saw with the crowd, which I was really happy for him. Like trying to make him a heel wasn't working out, pairing him with Miz. But these last like 2 months, I feel like he's gotten really fucking over with the crowd.
Ah, so you don't mind that he won it on a tape show? I didn't get it spoiled for myself, so I was surprised because I didn't look at the spoilers. But I feel like it's out there. It could actually bring viewers in if they read it before. Oh, he won the title, but still, I like the surprise factor of, especially
But
your
you were
first title.
surprised because you didn't know.
That's true. That's true. I'm just saying in general. Like
Yeah.
if I were to run into a spoiler and like I said, it would have had me tune in if I would have saw it anyway, just because I wanted to see it. But it's interesting that they had him win his first title on a tape show.
I
But
mean, it was a tape show, but it was also the last show of the year. They wanted some fucking news to break, right? And sticking with SmackDown, this wasn't in our notes either. But, and we've done this already over the past couple years. I think it is time that we recognize how fucking good Drew McIntyre is. This motherfucker, you talk about a shit talker. Man, this nigga had me ready to fight when he was talking shit to Cody. It's like he knows all the right buttons to push. He said, "What you gonna do, Cody? You gonna cry? You're real good at that shit." I was
then, then,
like,
he, then he said, he go to hell with your father or something like
"Yeah."
that.
He's like, "When I send you to hell, say hi to your daddy for me." I was like, "God damn, fight back, Cody." Cody just stood there. And I know he couldn't
Like,
hit him, or he would have got stripped of the title. But still, like, Drew is just fucking. I'm to the point, and I know I say this a lot about people when they go up against Cody because I don't think Cody's a good champion. Put the fucking belt on Drew.
uh, yeah, I was about to say, I feel like Drew McIntyre uh, is underappreciated.
Mm.
He was the MVP during the pandemic. I know both of us, especially you, weren't with it when he was going into WrestleMania 37, the one where they finally had like half the people in it, the Tampa Bay one.
Him and Lashley.
Where
Yeah.
they were like, people were like, he should get it in front of a live crowd. We like, why? and then Lashley beat him, of course, which was the right thing, I think. But he's put the work in. He had the little short 5 minute reign at 40. Why not? Because Cody, like we said earlier, like no disrespect to Cody, but same old stuff every week with him. I feel like actually Drew McIntyre is actually bringing a little fire out of him, but it's not Cody, it's Drew's doing. So why not mix things up and have Drew win the title?
I mean, I feel like it's hard to say a wrestler deserves a title run, right? Like, because pro wrestling, like at the end of the day, you're at the mercy of the person that's writing the show for you. But not everybody can bring out what Drew McIntyre brings out with what he's given. Like, this dude is so fucking good. He looks like $1 million. You know what I mean? Like, if you fucking say, if he walks into a room and people say, who is that? You're like, oh, that's the heavyweight champion of the world. They're like, I could see that. You know what I mean? Like, he looks the fucking part. He looks like a goddamn gladiator or something like that. Like, big, strong, got a good talk. Like, the fact that he has an accent, I think, makes his promos even that much, to me, makes his promos that much better. Everything he's doing the last couple, the shit with CM Punk. I don't even like CM Punk, and I was interested in that. The shit he was doing with the Bloodline. The shit he's doing now with Cody. Like, the shit he did with Rollins going into WrestleMania before he won. Just, he makes everything count when he's out there. And I think a guy like that, you have to fucking, for the backstage morale, you have to show people like, hey, if you go out there and you knock shit out of the park, you will get fucking rewarded by getting the champion's purse and being able to carry the company. Now, if he has the title through March and he loses it before WrestleMania, okay, give him a 3-month reign though. Not a 5-minute fucking get cashed in on. And yeah, the reign he had during COVID, I was tired of hearing like, it was so unfair to McIntyre. Everybody wrestled during COVID. He wasn't the only fucking one. But now, put the fucking belt on him, man. He deserves it.
That's crazy if you think about it. He's a 3-time world champion, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like he's going after his first one for some reason. I guess, like we said, a lot of his reign was during the pandemic, but still, like, it feels like he's scrapping to get that one title reign to define himself for some reason, even though he's a 3-time world champion.
I feel like he is. I feel like that first one should have been it, but like you said, COVID happened, and I don't think he fared well during the pandemic era. Like, you had people step up, like the Bloodline was, the main thing. Sasha and fucking Bailey killed it during the pandemic era. Like, there were people that stepped up in AEW during the pandemic era, and for whatever reason, I don't think Drew got off like that. Like, I think Drew needs the crowd to be there. He needs that reaction. Or maybe that fucking fueled his fire to where he is now, because Drew McIntyre in 2020 wasn't talking that shit like Drew McIntyre in 2025 is.
Yeah. Because he was a babyface. When did he like turn heel? I feel like he just slowly turned heel. Was it after remember he was singing with Tyson Fury? Was it after that? I can't quite put my finger on.
Yeah, he was a babyface then because he was fighting Roman and he lost. And then after that, like that, I think that's when his villain origin story started. When he kept getting fucked over out of the title and nobody fucking cared, which, let's be honest, it kind of makes the guy a babyface. Like, he's telling the truth. Like, he kept getting fucked over and nobody's listening. And now he's like, he doesn't even come across like a crybaby. He comes across like a motherfucker at work that's getting screwed over repeatedly and nobody's listening to him. And it's like, dude, would you just shut the fuck up? And he's like, no, goddammit, I'm right. Like, these niggas cheating.
Yeah, you're right. It happened. I think it happened when the Bloodline turned faces, and Drew was like, "Why are y'all cheering these dudes? These dudes were terrible to us." So
right.
Yeah, so around that time when the Bloodline turned. Okay, I remember now. But I mean, they say the good villain is the one that tells the truth, but even though they do it in a messed up way, and that's what Drew's doing right now, right?
I don't even think he's doing it in a messed up way. I think he's fucking. I don't know. Put the belt on him. That's all. We'll end it with that. Like, put the fucking belt on Drew.
I do have one more question though. if you do, like you said, give him like a run until Mania, who should be the one chasing him to win the Chamber or the Rumble?
I don't know. Um, the rumors out there that it's gonna be fucking Cody and Roman again this year, which I'm like 50-50 on that. To me, it feels like they're righting the wrong of 2 years ago, where Cody shouldn't have beat Roman, and Roman's just gonna. They've let Cody run with the belt. It hasn't worked as well as they thought it would, and now they're just gonna put it back on Roman.
And this triple. Go ahead.
I'm a Roman guy. Like, Roman's been my boy for years. I love him to be champion again, but I don't want him to be champion right now. Like, try something. Like I said, put the fucking belt on Drew. I don't know. Have Roman win the Rumble and lose to Drew at WrestleMania. He can take another loss at Mania. You can fucking make Drew the super heel that you want Gunther to be. And as much as I like Gunther, I don't think he's as good as Drew McIntyre in that role.
I don't think so either. I mean, and we know in this Triple H era, every time we hear a rumor, it ends up being true. We heard for like a year it was gonna be Gunther retiring Cena, and it ended up happening. So if you're hearing Roman and Cody, it's probably gonna happen. But how does that dynamic even work now? I just feel like the animosity isn't there like it was when Roman was running roughshod over the roster as the head of the table. I mean, they'd be faces. I guess they could try to position it like a Warrior and Hogan, like face first. But I don't feel like it has as much oomph in it when you have like a super overlord like Roman versus Cody. But
And
I don't know.
Roman's on Raw.
Too. I mean, when you in the Rumble though, can't you challenge anybody though?
Yeah, but then are you gonna have Roman win the fucking Rumble?
Maybe they would. I mean, you know how Triple H gets down. He don't give a fuck.
I want somebody new to win the Rumble, man. I want Oba to win the Rumble.
Well, you know they ain't gonna do that.
You know, that's what I'm saying. I want a guy like that to win. Like, you know, with last year with Jey Uso winning, I think that was great for the Rumble itself. That now Jey ended up winning the world title, like he got pushed big time, but that set the precedent that, man, it ain't just like your normal typical main event guys that can win the Rumble. Like, we can have anybody win the fucking Rumble. And I think if you just go back to Roman or Orton or fucking, you know, somebody like that normally would win it, I don't know. I think 2 years in a row it should be somebody unexpected.
What if LA Knight won it?
I'm not an LA Knight guy. I'd be fine with that.
It's not gonna happen. But like
Yeah.
I said, that would like be out of the box.
I could see myself at the time being like, really, fucking LA Knight? But then as time goes on, it's like, yeah, like LA Knight fucking won. Like, anybody can win. It's the Royal Rumble. You know, it's the luck of the draw. Like, all the main event guys shouldn't be coming out like 23 through 30. You know, they should be coming out at fucking number 1 and 2, get gassed out and get thrown over the top rope by fucking Dominic.
So you probably have a better memory. Well, you have more knowledge because I wasn't watching. It may have been some surprises in between like 06 and 16, but the only one I could think of, like off the top of my head, like nobody expected was Stone Cold 97, because he wasn't like on his ascension yet in 97 when he won it, quote unquote. And remember they erased it because he got eliminated and came back in.
Yeah.
Eliminated people. People didn't expect him to win that.
I think Rey Mysterio was probably a shocking one when he won.
I guess because he was so little.
Yeah, and then ended up winning the world title at WrestleMania.
But didn't he have like a fanfare of like, because Eddie died and people were like behind him though, so it was a kind of a possibility. I think I was still barely watching at the time.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the timeline of Eddie dying and when he won, but yeah, I can't remember, but I just remember it being a shock that Rey Mysterio won the fucking Royal Rumble. Randy Orton's won it a couple times. That wasn't really a shock. Roman winning it wasn't a shock.
Has Sheamus won? I feel like that would be a shock.
Yeah, Sheamus has won. Sheamus won the Rumble.
Was that a shock?
Yeah, because they at the time though they were pushing the fucking shit out of Sheamus. Like, Sheamus came in and you were like, who's this fucking pale Irish guy? And he was just winning fucking world titles like right off the bat.
when I first started watching again, I think it was kind of a shock, but he was a main event guy at the time when Orton won it the second time, went against Bray. Like I'm like, why is Randy Orton winning it? Because it kind of came out of nowhere. Even though he was a
So
main event guy.
I remember that one. It was like that was around the time they actually started putting like odds online for wrestling, and I remember the week of leading up to it, all of a sudden Randy Orton became the favorite to win when he wasn't even like on TV and shit. I remember that
Yeah,
getting reported, and then he won. It was like, oh shit, somebody knew something.
somebody leaked it, motherfuckers. But yeah, I didn't expect because I think people were so much hating on Roman at the time. I think Roman was in like the final two. People were just happy that Roman didn't win, and I remember them cheering big for Randy Orton when he
They had
eliminated.
Roman would make it to the finals. Like I think Nakamura eliminated him, Orton eliminated him. Like he would make it to the finals at the end just to make the pop bigger because people hated him so much that they would put him at the end and have it come off like he was gonna fucking win, and then when the other guy would win, like the pop would be bigger. So they would just use Roman at the end.
Yeah. Now that you think a light bulb put on my head when you mentioned Nakamura, was that kind of a surprise? Because I feel like he
Yeah,
just got up on the roster.
I think that was a big surprise. Um, I think Oscar winning was a surprise. I know if we're talking Royal Rumble, we got to talk the females. Oscar
Yeah,
winning the first one was crazy to me.
yeah. And she lost. She lost. Didn't she lose two at WrestleMania? I know Nakamura lost against Styles, but didn't Oscar lose two against like a Charlotte? Was her first loss
Yeah,
finally
she
against
tapped out to
Charlotte?
Charlotte. She was
That's
undefeated and
some
tapped out to
BS.
Charlotte.
Why don't they like the Asian wrestlers? Now
I
Triple
mean,
H is finally giving EO some love, but
yeah, and yeah, Oscar lost at Mania, but Oscar's had a fucking Hall of Fame career. Like, she's won the Royal Rumble, she's won Money in the Bank, she's been multi-time champion, she was NXT champion, she's tag champion. Like, I remember Dez from Talkamania. He's a big Oscar fan, and he used to be like, "Man, they're just treating Oscar so bad." I remember talking to him one day, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, Oscar wins everything. Like, Becky Lynch can't beat Oscar. At the height of Becky Lynch being the man, she tapped out to Oscar at Royal Rumble in a one-on-one match, and then had to come out and win the Royal Rumble. She lost the title to Oscar that she had in a triple threat match with Charlotte in a ladder match. Like, Becky couldn't beat Oscar for the longest. Now Oscar can't beat Charlotte, so it's like Charlotte can't beat Becky, Becky can't beat Oscar, Oscar can't beat Charlotte. It was like a triangle of them three being at the top for the longest. But the fact that Oscar was in the conversation with those two, like, just shows how good she was and how they were giving her opportunities, and she was knocking it out the park.
so yeah, so you have a point. You've seen some the Asian woman wrestler shines, but why don't they like the Asian men wrestlers?
I was never a Nakamura guy myself, so the fact that he didn't win the title never bothered me.
But then you got like Kai and Tai over history and
These guys weren't gonna
knock.
fucking win though. My boy Funaki,
Yeah,
SmackDown's #1 announcer. You remember that guy?
And then after him with Jimmy Wang Yang.
So at work, one of my accounts is a Taco Mac in Woodstock, Georgia, and I think I had my Royal Rumble hoodie on one day, and I walk in, and the manager, she's like, "You watch wrestling?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "My brother's a wrestler," and this is a white chick. Um, so it was her, like, I can't remember if it's her stepbrother or like adopted brother. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, who? I wonder if I've heard of him." She's like, "You know Jimmy Wang Yang?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here! You serious?" She's like, "Yeah, that's my brother." So
That's that's crazy.
yeah,
Uh, Him and then even in the NXT area, because then they have a Tommy. Then they have a Tommy, a Dale Tommy,
yeah.
and they ain't do anything with him.
Man, what happened
Uh,
to him?
didn't he go back to Japan?
He
I want to
was
say.
really fucking good. What happened? That's what a name. Yeah.
See, I don't know. It's a lot of I don't know. It is what it is. I think that's why, people were like when Okada went to AEW, people were like, he should have went to WWE. How do you think that would have worked out though? And that's almost like a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's been a slow burn, but I feel like Okada is in a nice place. Especially he got the shine last night, which we'll get into. But yeah, it is what it is, right?
Well, we can get into that right now. AEW World's End. You had the finals for the Continental Classic. You had the World Title match 4-way. You had the Women's Championship match and the Women's Tag Title match. Those are the 4 results that I want to talk about the most. If you want to talk about something else, we can. That's what I have written down. I think those are the 4 biggest stories.
Yeah.
We'll start with the Babes of Wrath beating Mercedes and Athena. This is kind of how we called it. I expected Athena to turn on Mercedes last night, but she didn't. But if you notice the look she was getting, and this is the one critique I have with AEW, I find that their production is always late and behind. There was a camera right in Mercedes' face, and Athena was standing there looking at her like, you fucking bitch. Like, you just lost again? They showed that shot for maybe 2 seconds, and then they put the camera on Willow and Harley going back up the entrance ramp. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity, if that's where the storyline's going. But we pretty much predicted that Mercedes would take the pin and Athena would be pissed off at her.
Yeah. So it's going all according to plan, and the crash out of Mercedes continues.
Did you see her interview?
Yeah, when she was backstage, she said, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. I'm like, geez. That like, I don't know. When you see like unassuming, like fiery small women drop F-bombs, I don't know. That I don't know.
I mean, be careful with that small. And Mercedes getting thick in a good way.
Yeah.
I don't mean she's not small. She's still tiny, but she's putting on some. She's like she's been hitting the squat rack a little bit.
Yeah, what do you think when she dropped the F-bomb? I'm like, Mercedes.
It was kind of hot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, geez. Yeah. So, what do you think this crash out is going to end? Because she hadn't been losing the belts at a rate I thought she would lose. I think she dropped the ROH TV title. Then she dropped the British titles to Windsor. Like, I don't know.
She dropped like 2 British titles, didn't she?
Yeah, to Windsor.
So what's she down in like 9 now?
Yeah, I think she's down like to 9.
Which is really 8 because the Owen one doesn't really count.
Yeah. So I don't know. You think? What do you see? I don't think Willow's gonna beat her on Wednesday though.
Is she fighting for the title?
Yes, for the TBS title. I feel like that should be the last one to go though, right?
Ooh, are they gonna put 2 titles on Willow?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be mad at it, man. Willow's good.
Yes, she is.
I saw this dude, Old Man Rucker, tweet yesterday that like Willow's underrated on the looks department. I don't know where this guy came from, but I agree with him.
Yeah, man. That's her thing, inside and outside of the ring. So, man, you might convince me that she might win on Wednesday.
It's back to being live, right? That's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Wednesday's a live episode.
Damn. I'm gonna have to stay home and watch wrestling on New Year's Eve.
I mean, I ain't planning on going out anyway, so I'll be watching it.
You don't go out for New Year's Eve?
I did regularly until I basically moved to Missouri. Before that, I used to travel for New Year's Eve, but the past 6 years or so, I think I went out once in Missouri, and I can't remember where it was at off the top of my head. But yeah, I've been pretty much just chilling on New Year's Eve, saving money.
What did I do last year for New Year's? I think I stayed home, and I think the year before that we went to Chattanooga, which was fun. Chattanooga's just, a little small town where all the bars are in walking distance, and it was just fun to go bar hopping and shit. But yeah, I think we might be home on New Year's Eve this year.
Oh, word?
Stay home, watch AEW, and fucking toast, and start dry January on the 1st. I'm with you now. You talked me into it, by the way.
I thought you weren't with it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it throughout the week. I was like, that motherfucker EJ might be right, man. I need like an alcohol reset.
Yeah, man. Cleanse. Just cutting out alcohol. That's like 5 pounds right there. So.
Yeah, I think I will do the dry because, like I said, we're going out of town for we're going to a different country. We're going to New Zealand in February.
Oh wow!
So I think dry January will kind of get me going in the right direction for a little fitness thing that we're doing before we get there. But yeah, so New Year's Eve, it's gonna be a bad night to be a glass of whiskey because I plan on drinking all of it.
Yeah, I got to finish off, but yeah, how far a flight is New Zealand? That's crazy.
We got to fly to Dallas and then change flights, and it's like a 13-hour flight from Dallas to Auckland. It's about the same amount as Tokyo was.
Man, that's like you basically just gotta treat the plane like it's your living room at that point. Just chill out and watch movies until you get there. Take your mind off that. I've been in the air for hours and hours and hours.
The crazy thing about this flight is kind of like it was in Japan. Is we're gonna fly out Friday night, but we're not gonna land. When we land in New Zealand, it'll be Sunday morning. Even though it's only technically like a 20-hour trip with the layovers and all that. But then on Friday, the following week when we come back, we literally leave Friday morning at like 8 a.m. and we land Friday morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah, so you get it back.
Yeah, so it's like a big mind fuck.
Yeah, I mean, when you're flying like a long flight, it's nice flying at nighttime. Because then you could just wake up and you're like, oh, I'm getting pretty close.
Yeah.
And I just slept. If you're able to sleep on planes. Some people aren't able to sleep on planes like
this
that.
Fucking guy.
Dang, that's unfortunate. My black ass be knocked out.
I've doze off in like 30-minute increments. Like, and then wake up and be like, hell yeah, we ought to be there by now. And it's only been 30 minutes. When we flew to Tokyo, we flew at night. And I opened the window, EJ, and I thought we were in space. Like, it was so fucking clear. You could see all the goddamn stars everywhere because we were out above the ocean. There was no, like, air pollution anywhere. It might have been one of the coolest views I've ever seen out of a plane before.
Was it nighttime or daytime?
It was nighttime.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Should have took a picture.
Yeah, I was trying not to wake other people up either, but, like, Tabitha was knocked out, and I told her about it the next day. She's like, why didn't you wake me up? I was like, because you were asleep. Like, that'd be rude to wake you up and be like, babe, look out the window. I'd be mad as a motherfucker if I was asleep on a plane and you wake me up to look at some goddamn stars.
Yeah. Maybe you should take some melatonin or pop a gummy before you
I've tried. I can't take a gummy because, you know, what I do for a living, but I've taken melatonin. I've drank plenty of whiskey. Like, I've tried everything. I'm so nervous about flying, and I like flying and I don't like flying. Like, I don't like the fact that at any minute something can go wrong and we're dead. And I feel like if I fall asleep, me being nervous is what's keeping the plane flying. And if I relax, I'm killing everybody. That's how I feel about it. Like, it's so irrational, the thoughts that I have when I'm on an airplane. But I will say that those big international planes, though, they're really comfortable. You don't feel anything. Like, I felt way safer in those than I do in regular planes.
Yeah, those huge ones where you have like 3 rows, the big middle row, and the 2 side rows.
It was fucking huge. Like, looking out, so the wing, you know, is like that. But the plane was so heavy, the wing the whole time was like flexed because the plane was heavy. And I'm like, is that good?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing.
They were like, don't worry about it. Apparently, like, wings are built to where they could go up and touch over the plane and nothing would get affected by it. But speaking of the way people get booked, and I said earlier, it's a Jedi mind trick. A big time Jedi mind trick in AEW right now is the booking of Jon Moxley.
This gives me a headache. I don't understand it. As much as AEW's been hitting this year. I don't think they stuck the landing with this. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not looking at the grand scheme of things. Maybe you can explain it to me why he won this Continental Classic.
I don't know either, but I'll say this. It's working. Like, the guy's a huge babyface now. People are chanting for him. You know, he's like 2 months removed from tapping out and constantly giving up and shit like that. And then you look at this match last night, both of them, people are chanting his name. They're popping when he wins. He cuts a babyface promo in front of the Death Riders, who were complete heels. Like, Cesaro's a shithead. Marina Shafir is a shithead. Wheeler Yuta's a piece of shit. Pac is an asshole. He's leading a group of heels, but he's the babyface. I have no idea what's happening. But, like, I don't know. I'm intrigued. And now I tweeted this out last night. Like, Bryan Danielson's sitting there on commentary, and the crowd is fucking chanting for Moxley, and Danielson's like, this nigga tried to kill me. Like, fuck me, I guess. Like, y'all just gonna chant for a motherfucker that put a plastic bag over my face multiple times?
So, okay, like you said, it is kind of interesting that he turned it around all of a sudden. But what was like the point of where he was noticing that he was losing, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna turn it around? Was it the Continental Classic?
Didn't he lose like his first 2 matches in the Continental Classic?
I want to say so. Yeah, maybe he did cut a promo that I don't remember, like saying he's gonna turn it around.
I think I may have missed, like, because AEW it's a different watch for me. Like, I kind of watch it live on Wednesday nights, but I'm doing other shit. I had no idea he was in the fucking semifinals because he had lost so much at the beginning. I had no idea he had gotten that far. And a lot of his matches have been on Collision too, which I don't really watch.
Yeah, I watched Collision. Yeah, he was slowly but surely climbed back in it. But I'm intrigued just because I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, because it was looking towards like he was losing, they were going to kick his ass out. But like you said, he's a babyface leading a group of heels. So how does that work?
I still feel like they're going to kick him out even though he's winning, just because he's being more babyface. Like, who was it that beat him and he went back in and shook their hand after they made him tap out? Was that O'Reilly?
Yeah, I think it was Kyle O'Reilly. Yep.
And meanwhile, they're like trying to beat people up after the match when they lose. You know what I mean? Like, Marina Shafir is literally in the ring fighting her fucking husband for the Death Riders. And you shaking hands with motherfuckers? No, dog, you gotta go. I live with this motherfucker. We got a kid together and I still kicked him in the face. And you out here shaking Kyle O'Reilly's hand? That shit don't add up.
So I know one way they could pivot now, because we thought it was going to be him losing the reason when they kick him out. Have him carrying around this Continental title, and then the group be like, I thought it wasn't about titles and stuff, and you carrying around like parading this title, even though we had the world title for what 9 months. Maybe that'd be a way to kick him out because he's got this Continental title, which is another thing I'm annoyed about, that the title's now unified. So another belt in the AEW. So we got the Continental belt, we got the international title, which Okada is, we got the national champion, which Ricochet is, and we got a TNT Mark Briscoe champion.
I'm confused as to what the United Championship was about if they're just going to split it back up 6 months later.
It's nothing.
So what happened to that title? They just did away with it now?
Yeah, the unified title's just gone.
So now Okada, he still gets the, what was it called? The international title?
Yeah, he's the international champion still. And Jon Moxley's the Continental.
That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't. That's what another thing that annoyed me about it. And then Ricochet's the national champion, who's going to be defended against Jack Perry on Wednesday. That's another match you could watch on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve's going to be a good show.
Yeah, in Omaha. Maybe I should
I used to live in Omaha.
You did?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I lived there for about a year. I have 2 main memories from living in Omaha. I was a lot younger. One is where I had a cousin that lived there, and she used to eat lemons like they were oranges, but she would put sugar on the lemons.
Lemonade, I guess.
Yeah. And the other was Fresh Prince of Will Smith, Nightmare on My Street had just came out. And it was playing in the car. And my mom, we like pulled up to the house. And it was playing. And she could tell I was getting scared. And this fucking woman jumps out of the car and takes off running and says Freddy's chasing her and scared the shit out of me.
That happened in Omaha.
Yeah, happened in Omaha, Nebraska. So whatever year that was that song it like came out and was popular was when I lived in Omaha. It was on the radio. Once Freddie started saying, "I'm gonna kill you, die," my mom like jumped out the car and took off running. She's like, "Run, Chris, he's coming." Yeah, it's fucked
funny.
up. Called defects on her.
I could go to this show actually, and hypothetically, I mean, it's only 5 hour drive, but then because I don't work on Thursday because it's New Year's Day, but I ain't trying to
Then you
drive
gotta
5 hours.
buy a hotel room.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta find somebody to kiss on New Year's Eve, which, you know, it might be somebody's inbred cousin because it's Omaha, so you don't want that on your conscience.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think my lady would like me kissing anybody out there in Omaha anyway.
No,
So.
take her with you.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm staying my ass at home. But you know, it's gonna be a fun show. Like you said, pop on the couch and watch AEW instead of going out and spending money.
Well, one thing you'll see Wednesday on New Year's Eve is the women's champion, still, Chris Statlander, defeats Jamie Hayter. Of all the results last night, this one upset me the most. Because, and I'll tell you personally why. If I had to pick 3 female wrestlers in the AEW that have probably been my favorite since it started, in no particular order, Jamie Hayter, Mercedes, Toni Storm. Statlander has beat all 3 of them. And I just don't think she's the person that should have that on her resume.
I don't want to hate on her because she's fine in the ring, but just you know how the kids say aura, she doesn't have that. Yeah, I don't understand why though.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't understand why though, because you pointed out her promo on Dynamite, and it just sounds like she's reading off a script.
Yeah,
which I get on Tiffany Stratton for, and she does it as well.
And it feels like she doesn't know what her character's supposed to be. Like, she keeps jumping back and forth between like a pro wrestler and an alien, and everything's a fucking like, you think that I'm not this good? Well, let me tell you about my story. Like, we've heard this shit already. Like you said, it feels like she's reading off a fucking script. And I just feel like the last 3 world title matches she's had, Toni Storm, Mercedes, and Jamie Hayter, I feel like all of them should have beat her, and she's won handily in these matches. And if I may have been dozing off, but correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Jamie hit the fucking Haterade on her and she just got right up and did her finishing move?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that about? Like, Haterade is fucking one of the most protected women's finishers they had. And she just no-sold it and then did her little pile driver and won.
Hey man, don't we get on everybody for kicking out of Storm Zero?
Yeah, it was bullshit.
And the same thing happened with Haterade, except she didn't even kick out a pin. She just got right back.
Yeah, I was sitting there and I was kind of, like I said, it was getting late. I had a couple drinks. And I remember hearing Excalibur go, Haterade! And I was like, oh shit, she's about to win. And by the time I like fixed myself back on the TV, Statlander had her up for the fucking pile driver. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. Is Excalibur like stroking out? Like, did she not really hit the Haterade? And then they showed a replay and I'm just like, that made no fucking sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always conflicted because, like I said, she's good in the ring, but the character just isn't matching up with, like you said, why is she beating all of these top people? She beat Tony, she Mercedes, now Jamie, but
she ended Jade Cargill's undefeated streak.
That too. I just feel like you got all these people that's even Mercedes has the secondary title. She feels like a bigger deal still than Chris Statlander and Tony Storm's still a star. Like she was shining in that what was it Mayhem Nuts match or something.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony Storm was still a star even without a title. Tony Storm is like still one of the top stars in the company, men or women. And then you got your women's champion who doesn't feel as big as those two. I don't know, something's not connecting.
I feel like we talk about this a lot with Triple H, where he gets fixated on a wrestler and just
Mhm.
gonna push them regardless. I think that's how Tony Khan's doing Chris Statlander. Like we just talked about it. She ended Jade's undefeated streak. And even the way she did it, Jade had already wrestled and she cashed in and beat her like, and now to beat Tony Storm, who was unbeatable for the longest time, and then to turn around and beat Mercedes, who was unbeatable, and then to beat Jamie Hayter, who's like a former world champion and hadn't really got her shot to get back on top after getting injured when she was the champion. I don't know. It doesn't hit for me with Statlander.
Well, who do you think is going to take the title off her eventually? Mercedes?
Knowing fucking Tony Khan and his affinity for not knowing how to book the women correctly, and I say that sarcastically because I think Tony's doing a good job, but it'll probably be like Riho.
Oh my goodness. Don't even speak that into existence. That might actually happen. Oh,
Maybe he'll
what
put it
about
on Mina Shirakawa.
I wouldn't mind that. What about what happened to Hikaru Shida?
Hikaru? Yeah, I don't know. She's like in and out.
I think she injured? Because she's usually featured if she's not injured.
Uh, Perk Angle in the chat says, "What's up, guys? Y'all came up on my recommended. How was the show? I ain't been watching much the last few months. AEW was really good last night. Again, if you can find a way to watch it without having to pay for it, I would recommend you go do that. It was a really good show. It always is with AEW.
The pay-per-views, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what happened to Hikaru Shida, but Chris Statlander's not doing it for me. All right, we still got our awards and shit we got to get through, so let's get through this world title match. MJF is now your new two-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion as he defeats Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, and Hangman Page in a four-way for the championship. We talked about last week how this was a dumbass move for him to do
Yeah.
to cash
And
in.
when we were talking about that, we were like, why they just letting them talk like that? But I figured out why. They had no physicality leading up to the match.
Yeah. Well, that went out the window the other day when fucking Hangman and Swerve jumped this motherfucker. Also, when did they become BFFs? Like, they literally came out together and jumped MJF.
Yeah, like I don't understand. They're like strange bedfellows now, even though they were like had like the most epic feud in AEW history and blood feud, and now they're pals. I don't get it.
Fucking Hangman's choking MJF while Swerve's cutting a fucking promo on him. MJF gets the win. He's your new world heavyweight champion. And I don't quite know how I feel about it yet. They just
Why
made
not?
Joe a transitional champ, which we talked about last week. Like, Samoa Joe's never really been my guy, so I don't mind him having a short title reign. But you sacrifice the entire Death Rider storyline, put the title on Hangman. He has it for a cup of coffee, loses it to Joe, and now it's right back to MJF, who was on this losing streak and left for a couple months, and now he just walks back in as the world champion. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know if you now that you say it like that, I guess it's they kind of play hot potato with it. But I think all in all, the Death Riders storyline ended how it needed to, and coming out of it, you got to find your footing. And I guess they didn't want the Joe reign is kind of make it weird. I don't mind Joe being a transitional champion, but why couldn't MJF take it off of Hangman straight up? I don't understand that aspect of it. But I guess they had Joe in there just to have something for, because if you didn't have Joe come in, I don't know how you put Swerve in it as well. So maybe they just wanted to wait for all four being involved. I don't know. It seems a little messy, but I think that's the right move to have MJF going into 2026 as your champion, because Joe is, he's a veteran. You want the young blood to get in there. Is that what people have been complaining about WWE not having featuring the young guys as champions? And MJF's what, 29, going to 2026 with some momentum. But one thing about MJF is, even though I did like that promo when he came back, some of his stuff gets repetitive. So how do you make this reign feel more fresh? I don't have an answer. Maybe you may have an answer.
I don't think you can. And this was, as you were talking, I was thinking about this. I'd much rather Hangman or Swerve have the title going into 2026. Because to me, MJF it's the same thing, rinse and repeat. Like, nobody's on the level with the devil. I'm better than you and you know it. Like, we fucking heard all that shit already. Like, give me something new. Every fucking time with this guy, it's the same lowbrow bullshit. Like, they even called it out before they jumped him. Like, all right, you're misogynistic. Like, go ahead and say the stupid shit you were gonna say, but that no contact clause, that shit don't count tonight, nigga. We coming for you. And he couldn't do shit with it. Like, I don't know. MJF hasn't evolved whatsoever. When I went to the first All In Chicago, we were at StarCast, and I remember we were standing outside in line for it was like Eric Bischoff and DDP and somebody else were about to do a live broadcast. And MJF walked by us, and he said something to somebody, and I was just like, oh, that was kind of funny. But I feel like he's been the same guy since then, that wore a suit that was too big for him then. Now he's tailored. But he's been the same guy. Like, he hasn't evolved at all. And I don't understand why people still cheer for it. Like, evolution is a big thing in wrestling. And I feel like he's just hanging on to the same old shit. Which, what everybody got on John Cena 4 years ago. They would literally chant same old shit to John Cena. And I'm waiting for when that happens with MJF, because it literally is the same old shit every week with this guy.
Yeah, and I hate to do the lazy comparison, but Miz has had like a 20-year career with kind of like the same vibe. What does Miz do that he was able to evolve some? Because at the end of the day, I know he was like just the brash dude with the hat, the fedora hat, and then he evolved with the suits. But I feel like Miz is able to, stay relevant. So what does MJF kind of need to do in that same mold? Maybe
he should study the Miz, because I feel like Miz has been the same guy but in different ways. Like, he's able to adjust and react to who he's working with, as opposed to using the same old shit. Like, Miz can come out one day and him and Maurice can say he's got big balls in her purse, and everybody can say you got tiny balls. And then the next week he's fucking with R-Truth as Awesome Truth. And the next week him and R-Truth are feuding with each other. And then he can go and team with a guy like Carmelo and then start a feud with a guy like Carmelo. It always feels like he's the same guy, but he's able to like go up and down with what he's doing. I don't think MJF has that yet. I think MJF is just like in his fucking lane, and you can either adjust to how I do it or not. But I'm not adjusting to anything.
I don't even know how you would be able to, how you can master that. I guess it's something that you just have to be talented at, just mastering, being able to adapt, almost like a chameleon. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he'll show us something in this title reign where he's able to do that.
I also feel like every time MJF feels like it's gonna go differently, something happens. Like the shit with Adam Cole didn't work out because Adam Cole got hurt. The shit where he was, I'm about to be the hottest free agent in 2024, whatever year that was, that didn't really work out. Like, every time they're about to let him adapt and go a different way, something comes up. So maybe it's not all his fault. But to me, it's just been the same guy since AEW started. Like, everybody, look at Hangman. Hangman's had like 7 different characters since then, but it's all based in the same Hangman Page character.
Yeah, when he was unhinged, when he was unhinged, going after Swerve.
Yeah, he's still been the same guy. Like he's just evolved as now I'm pissed off Hangman. Now I'm drunk Hangman. Now I'm emotional cowboy Hangman. Like he's had all these iterations of his character, but he's still been the same guy the whole time. And I just think MJF just leans into low hanging fruit on his promos. And now don't get me wrong, the motherfucking wrestle his ass off, and I think he's very underrated for that. Like when the bell rings, MJF is one of the best, and I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is in the ring because of how his personality is.
I know one evolution that we didn't give him credit for. I like the stuff what he was doing as when he had the international, he was the American champion. That was a little bit of evolution.
It was like the same guy though.
Yeah, but he was like he was kind of, towing the line between being like a MAGA guy. I think that was pretty interesting.
He's no Becky Lynch.
Nobody's Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is fucking basically Donald Trump as a redhead Irish woman now.
Which is hilarious. But I think he could do it. Like you said, every time he's tried to do it, something out of his hands happened, really. So maybe this time he'll get to go forward with it. Because, like you said, the Adam Cole stuff was different. But then Adam Cole got hurt and whatnot and derailed it. But I'm with you that he's like the same guy. But I think he's talented enough where he'll probably finally be able to find something where he can evolve. But I guess we just got to keep watching.
Yeah. If you're done with World's End, we'll get to these awards, EJ. It's the end of the year, so everybody's coming out with awards. Sports Illustrated came out with awards. I haven't looked at the list of Sports Illustrated stuff, but you did want to talk about that, so this will be you get my live reaction for these.
So Sports Illustrated, this is the second year in a row that they've come out with their they have like their award list. Last year, I don't have the list from me last year, but last year it was pretty much a sweep by WWE. But this year, I'll go through the list real quick. Men's Wrestler of the Year is Hangman Page. Women's Wrestler of the Year, Mercedes Moné. Breakout Star of the Year, Kyle Fletcher. Best in Ring, Will Ospreay. Match of the Year, Io, Rhea, Bianca. Promotion of the Year, AEW. Show of the Year, Double or Nothing. Story of the Year, Hangman Page, Redemption Arc. Rivalry of the Year, Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley. Heel turn, Naomi. Comeback Performer of the Year, Ilya Dragunov. Best on the Mic, Tony. Tag Team FTR. And Legacy Award, John Cena. So very AEW heavy, and the tribalistic people will come out online. So some people loved it, some people hated it.
Honestly, you read through that really fast, but the only one I had an issue with was the Show of the Year, and maybe it's because I was there. I think Evolution was the best show that took place this year. I don't even remember Double or Nothing.
I like Double or Nothing. The main event was Hangman and Will Ospreay, and that was for the Owen final. I thought it was a dope show. Recency bias, even though Evolution was a long time ago, I thought Evolution was really good as well.
Yeah, so and again, like I said, because I was at Evolution and I felt the energy and just like I don't think any match missed. And maybe if the booking going into Evolution was a little bit better and it didn't feel like it was thrown together, it would get more love. But to me, Evolution was the best top to bottom show this year.
I'm not mad at that pick.
Yeah, everything else I could agree with there.
Yeah, so like I said, the year before that, it was mostly WWE winning. So, like we said, it has ebbs and flows, and AEW did a good job this year. So you can't say the Sports Illustrated is biased based on last year's results. So it is what it is. Like some people get their buttholes in a clinch when people are being objective. If the company that they don't like is having most of the awards, which is like kid behavior to me. Like,
yeah,
grow up.
Well, we put out our award nominations and had people vote on it. Did people actually vote on it? Because I know we put it out pretty late, but we get some
Yeah,
votes in there.
more double digit responses. So as late as we put it out, people still went in there and voted. So
Well, I guess we'll
we can
talk
go
about the
through the
winners
results.
then, EJ. Let's do that. Let's run through them.
Let's run through them. So we'll start off hot with the top men's wrestler of the year. Our nominees were Hangman Adam Page, John Cena, Gunther, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and Mike Santana.
Mm.
And the winner is with a resounding 50%. The never seen 17, John Cena.
Get the fuck out of here. Cena won?
Yes, Cena won.
Wow. Congrats, John Cena.
What do you think about John Cena winning? Do you agree him winning men's wrestler of the year?
I mean, he has had some really good matches this year. He hadn't wrestled as much as some of those other people, but when you look at the match with Cody at SummerSlam, the moment he had at Elimination Chamber turning heel, the match he had with AJ, Logan Paul, I wouldn't count Gunther as one of them, but he has had some really good matches and big moments, and this is, I think it was a way for people to give Cena his flowers while he was going out. I'm not mad at it.
Yes, shout out to John Cena. Yeah, like he said, he did the hits. He did the heel run like people finally wanted him to do, and ended it like he wanted to. So hats off to John Cena. He's the winner of the 2025 Men's Wrestler of the Year. I'll boot to the face. Let's move on to Women's Wrestler of the Year. Rucker. Our nominees were Stephanie Vaquer, Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, and Athena. And the winner with 41.7% is Mercedes Moné.
Nice. I agree with that.
You agree over your girl Stephanie? You're a big Stephanie fan. She's the second place with 33%. So
I'm not mad at Stephanie coming in second place. I mean, Mercedes, for as polarizing as she is, even the people that don't like her have to admit how fucking good she is in the ring. Like, name a bad match she's had in the past year.
and there ain't many.
You may not like the result. Maybe she wins too much. Maybe you don't like her when she loses. But you can't say that the matches aren't phenomenal, no matter who she wrestles. She could wrestle me and make the fucking match good. I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, I completely agree with that. Congrats to Mercedes.
She 13 belts, Monet. And like you said, I'm surprised. Like people like to hate on her for no reason. So it's good to see people being objective and voting for her. So shout out to Mercedes. Let's move out to tag team wrestler of the year. Nominees are Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron, and Willow Nightingale. FTR, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Hurt Syndicate, and Brodito. And this is I was surprised at the results for this. The winner with 58.3% of the vote. Hurt Syndicate.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say Brodito, which I wouldn't have been mad at either. But I mean,
They're in second place. Brodito, 16.7%.
Hurt Syndicate did kind of whoop ass all year, though, right? Like they ended up losing the titles at the end, but they didn't even get pinned.
Yeah, they didn't get pinned, so maybe people saw that and that's why they voted them. So where have they been lately, though?
Yeah, I was just about to say I feel like their momentum has been kind of stunted lately.
Maybe they rested up. Maybe Flashy's hurt. Maybe I don't know. But whenever they come back, they're basically Teflon. The people cheer them when they come back. They can pick up right where they started. So I'm not mad at that. Her Syndicate tag team 2025 of the year. In-ring performer of the year. Your nominees are Kanosuke Takeshita, Gunther, Mercedes Moné, and Leon Slater. This went back up and down when I was looking at the results throughout when we put it out. And Gunther was leading for a while, but your winner with 41.7%. Your girl Mercedes Moné racks up.
Wow. Fuck yeah. Congratulations, Mercedes. Your boot to the face in-ring performer of the year. I'm digging it. I like that. Like we talked about when she won the female wrestler of the year. I don't think you can argue with how good she is. You can like her, you can hate her. But when it comes down to it and you ring that fucking bell, like I don't think there's anybody better than her. Male or
Hey,
female right now.
hey, people like when she came in 2024, people were like criticized it because she was in like the baby face mode, and they're like, she came over for this and then that and that, and then when she turned heel, for some reason that light clicked, or the light switch split, and she's been cooking ever since. So
I mean, she
shout out
basically
to
got
her.
Stephanie Vaquer hired for WWE.
Yeah, and everybody loves her.
Let's be honest. Stephanie Vaquer wasn't on WWE's radar until that match.
Yeah, that was at Forbidden Door 2024. I agree with that. So Mercedes just elevates everybody. So yeah, I dig it. Shout out to Mercedes Renee. Two
Look at
more
Harley
winning.
Cameron. Harley Cameron wouldn't be where she is right now without the program with Mercedes.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year in that Australia match. I agree. I forgot about that. You're right though. Hey, she's cooking. Give the lady her flowers. I think she'll be a champion, world champion in 2026.
She
If I
fucking
were
better
to
be.
predict.
I will say, I do have this bone to pick with Mercedes.
What's that?
AEW's come to Atlanta 5 times in the past 2 years. She hadn't showed up one time.
Oh yeah, how can you not show up to Atlanta, one of the biggest cities in the country?
I'm like the biggest Mercedes fan. This fucking guy right here. I'm not like on. I can't remember what was it, like the Sasha Hive or some shit like that it used to be called on Twitter. Like, I'm not in any groups or anything, but nobody fucking capes for her the way I do.
Did you see it? You saw her live though, in when she was Sasha in WWE, haven't you?
It's not the same.
You haven't seen Mercedes? Why?
I saw her debut in WWE. Her, Becky, and Charlotte that was all here in Atlanta when they got called up to the main roster.
That's dope. Well, you said we try to go to All In London. She'll be there.
I shouldn't have to go over fucking seas to see this woman wrestle. She should come to Atlanta.
It's still an excuse to go to London. I want to go to London for All In.
Yeah, we might. We'll have to talk about that. I think that'll be fun.
Okay, let's move on to breakout star of the year. Your nominees are Stephanie Verker, Kyle Fletcher, Javon Evans, and Sol Ruka.
Oof,
And your winner with 41.7%. Stephanie Verker.
I could see that. I would have been
Second
fine
place-
with her or Sol Ruka.
Second place tie. It was a tie for second place for Javon and Sol.
I think Javon.
Yeah.
I think next year he might win this category.
Yeah, he's on the rise still. But how do you feel about Stephanie as the winner this year? She kind of had like a meteoric rise to the top, right?
I mean, we talked about it when her and Julia first got signed on. I thought she was the more superstar of the two. And not to say I was right, but hey, I was fucking right.
So you're world champion. So I'm curious to see where they take her in Rumble season. She's got stuff. And she have like a triple threat match with her and Nikki. Nikki put that big knot on.
Oh my
Raquel.
god, that shit looked like the Looney Tunes. When you were a kid and used to watch cartoons, and the fucking the coyote would draw like the tunnel on the side of the mountain, and some kind of way the roadrunner would still run through it, and the coyote would chase him, and he'd grow that fucking big lump on his head. That's what that shit looked like. Oh my god.
Yep. You're right.
Hematoma Rodriguez.
Yeah. Hopefully she put some ice on that thing.
She need more than ice. They needed a needle.
Yeah.
They had to pop that shit like a balloon.
Yeah.
Also, Nikki Bella. Nikki was talking that shit on Monday.
She was. You think they'll give her a title run at this point?
Why not? Stephanie Vaquer is our breakout star of the year, but I will say this. I don't feel like her title run's hitting that much.
It's not her fault. It's your guy, Paul Levesque.
Yeah, you could be right. And I mean, we talked about this before she won the title too. Like when she won the Evolution Battle Royal, she was off TV for like a month and a half after that. And then the pregnancy with Naomi, and then they ended up putting her in a unification or what's the word I'm looking for? The title was held up. They ended up putting her in that match. Yeah, they ended up putting her in a vacant title match. But I just feel like she's very like almost like they're scared to put her on TV if it's not just her wrestling.
Yeah, like for some reason they don't want her like cutting promo for some reason. I mean, that's how she learns, just having live experience. So she could talk well enough. I don't know why they get scared sometimes with international stars letting them talk.
Yeah, you just brought it up, and I was gonna say like every time I've seen her speak on TV, like yeah, English isn't her first language, but I feel like her promos always connect.
I feel so too. Like even with Julia, like we said, she kind of pushed past Julia, but they like have what's her name?
Kiana.
Girl talking for her. Kiana James talking for her. Like I don't know, they're like afraid to let some of the international people have a lot of mic time.
I feel like they dropped the ball when she dropped that line of like English isn't my first language, but wrestling is my first language. Like I felt like they could have ran with that. Like I ain't got to be able to speak English, bitch. Ring the bell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with her going into 2026. Maybe they'll heat her up a little bit more. But we got a match of the year to talk about, Rucker. Your nominees: Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, Double or Nothing, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, SummerSlam, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 41, and a match that you attended live in person: Kyle Fletcher versus Speedball Mike Bailey. AEW winner is coming. And your winner with a resounding 66.7% of the votes, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 41.
It was a great match.
Where did we see that in person, or was
No,
it
you saw it in person. I didn't
oh,
go
yeah.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, I saw it in person. Yeah, I saw that live in person. I agree. It was a really good match. It was a lot of fireworks as far as the fanfare inside, as far as like everybody was into it. So yeah, I haven't gone back and watched it on TV. So maybe I should do that and see how it hits when I actually watch it on TV. So I agree with that. When is Bianca coming back? I know you usually have the inside scoop.
Shit, I don't know. I thought she was back like a little while ago.
What was it? She had like a finger injury, didn't she?
Yeah, she broke her hand in that match.
Really?
Yeah, it was in that match. I remember watching it. And I actually thought she had broke her whole arm, because I think the way Io landed on her or something like that was odd. But yeah,
That's crazy. Well, we wish her a speedy recovery. Uh, we're almost to. Oh, we still got a good bit of categories left, but let's move on. Keep it moving. Feud of the year. Uh, the nominees are John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, Hangman Adam Page versus the Death Riders, Jay Uso versus Gunther, and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. I'm kind of surprised by this winner, but got to go with the people chose 66.7%. CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
as the feud of the year,
Yep.
I could see that.
They started off hot with the Netflix match. Who won that one?
Punk.
Punk won that?
Yep.
When did I feel like Rollins beat him though in the one-on-one match? Was that 2025?
Rollins won
Was
the
it-
cage match.
Was that also 2025 or
Yeah.
2024?
That was after. So remember the Rumble when Rollins attacked Roman, and then he and Punk ended up having a match in a cage, and Roman came out and like yanked him out of the cage. But the Netflix debut was the first one where Punk was doing the go to sleep, and then he fell down on his knees, and Rollins hit the ropes and landed on him again, and he did it again, and then they keep fucking doing that.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. The cage match was this year too. It was on March 10th on Raw. So yeah, I guess that is sets up for a nice feud of the year, and then the Mania match.
Mm-hmm.
You had Roman in there, so and then
Then
Seth cashed in on
cashed in
Punk.
on his ass. Yeah, like they've had some issues.
So that is winner of feud of the year, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and then they probably would have been in war games against each other if it wasn't for Rollins' injury.
Yep.
Well, hats off to them. Card of the year, All in Texas. And the nominees are All in Texas, SummerSlam, Elimination Chamber, Evolution, and your winner with 50%. Sure that you attended live in person, Evolution.
Nice.
So
Double or Nothing wasn't on there.
I didn't add that on there. Yeah, I should have put that on there, but I think Evolution still would have won. So yeah, you already talked about how good of a show it was in person. How was the crowd there? I can't even remember.
The crowd was phenomenal. Like it was a lot of fun. And, I was drunk, but the crowd was phenomenal. The reaction when Naomi cashed in was great. Stephanie Vakir doing the devil's kiss to Rhea on the ladder was great. Was it on the ladder or was it outside? I can't remember. Charlotte Flair got that was literally her babyface turn happened in Atlanta, where people started cheering for her and she damn near started crying. Becky Lynch was there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Tabitha in the chat says, "Do you read any of those books, CJ?"
This is my dad's office. I hadn't read any of them.
But yeah, the crowd for Evolution was phenomenal. And an all women's pay-per-view. I think the people were there to fucking. It was also Goldberg's retirement weekend. Like, it was a big time weekend in Atlanta for WWE that week. But that Evolution crowd was phenomenal. It really was.
Hopefully, they'll do it more often. I think instead of waiting 7 years, maybe they'll do it once every 3 years, every 2 years.
Every other year wouldn't be bad. Like, switch off between like Elimination Chamber or Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. So shout out at that pay-per-view. Last three categories. Best promo. The nominees are The Real Best in the World, one that Braun Breaker did on Raw December 1st. Reverse Pipe Bomb, John Cena did on SmackDown on June 20th. You Can't See Him Anymore, Becky Lynch did it on Raw August 4th. Twerking for Top Dollar, MJF just did that on Dynamite on December 17th. Your Daddy Is Home, Mobile Femi, when he returned to NXT on November 18th. Brains Don't Run in the Family, CM Punk, December 15th. I'm Not Afraid of You No More, Jey Uso going into that WrestleMania that happened on Raw, April 7th. And you meet the theme of Thunder Tits, Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa that happened on Dynamite back in March 26th. And your winner with 41.6%. People were feeling your girl, the man Becky. You can't see him anymore.
Oh my
To
god.
Nikki Bella, blaming her for the John Cena relationship.
Becky's so good. Just like Maxine attacks her this week, she taps out. She immediately gets on the internet talking about there's a lot of ants in the city of Grand Rapids, and I was trying to fucking kill all the ants that were infestating the ring. I wasn't really tapping out. I was killing bugs. I was doing you people a favor in your nasty ass shit. She's just good. The promo with Nikki Bella was phenomenal. It was unexpected. It felt like Nikki wasn't ready for it. Like, even if they went over it, it felt like once it happened, Nikki was like, damn, this motherfucker got me.
Yeah, nothing you can really do out there and just basically just walk off with your tail tucked between your legs. There's not much you can say without looking salty. So yeah, hats off to Becky Lynch. She's like she said, she's involved in her character. Speaking of involving characters, she's definitely involved with her. Becky Trump now. So it'll be interesting to see where the character goes. I think she's due for another world title run in 2026.
Oh yeah.
She'll probably get. I'm thinking of between Jay's. She's not getting Jay's belt. I think she might get maybe Stephanie's belt. Maybe not directly off Stephanie.
I don't even want her to win the Intercontinental title. I want her to at WrestleMania. I feel like she should be in a world title match. I wouldn't be mad at Becky versus Liv at WrestleMania.
So you think Liv is gonna get it off of Stephanie?
I feel like Liv hasn't had a WrestleMania one-on-one match, and I think having it against Becky would cement her as like one of the big stars for the next few years.
Then so when Rhea got hurt and they did the vacant and Becky won it, didn't Liv take it off Becky already?
Yeah, but it wasn't WrestleMania. It was, and then once WrestleMania came around, they took the belt off Liv and put her in a fucking tag team match. It's like WrestleMania's in April, so like May through February, they're like, you're a woman, Liv, like you're representing the division, and then WrestleMania comes around, and they're like, all right, put the belt on Rhea. Put the belt on Becky. Put the belt on somebody else.
That's another thing we haven't talked about. You think they're gonna go a whole year without Rhea getting a title? Remember we say Triple H likes certain people. I don't think he's gonna not let Rhea get a title next year.
I don't know. I mean, she just had the title last year.
She had it going into WrestleMania. Then Io take off her.
Io had
Io
it
was
going into
champion.
WrestleMania, but Rhea had it like 2 weeks before Mania. Because remember, Bianca had won the Elimination Chamber, and then Rhea lost the belt like 2 weeks after that because she thought Bianca was cheering for Io.
When are we gonna have another draft? I feel like that's what they need to do. They need to shake up these rosters. They didn't do one in the whole last year.
They haven't, but if you notice, they are doing a lot of NXT people talking to general managers and shit getting called up.
I saw Trick in there. They're not gonna have Trick not be in the same show as his woman. I was thinking about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I feel like they're gonna immediately do Trick and Melo. I think they need to stay separate for a little bit.
I mean, he was in Cody's face talking shit.
He was popping off at Cody. He said, "Wait a minute." He said, because he listened to Cody when Cody said, "Excuse me for a second, I have to talk about stuff." And then Trick thought about it. He's like, "Why am I listening to him?" But then he came back. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they do that. Next category, Rucker, best ring gear. We had Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41 with his all white get up. You had Mercedes Moné in her luxurious, I think she had the gold ensemble and All In came in through the car. The Outrunners with the Newport gear and All In. And then Bianca Belair in her red get up at WrestleMania 41. The only category we have co-winners, both with 36.4%. You got a tie between Bianca Belair and Mercedes Moné. Go figure, the woman.
Yeah. I mean, women's ring gear is way more intricate than guys anyway. Like, dudes, I feel like they got to step off. Like Rey Mysterio when he used to dress up like superheroes and shit. It would take something like that.
Speaking of that, a late nominee that we didn't add, I thought Swerve Strickland's Green Lantern stuff was dope. Yesterday?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I don't think he would have stood a chance against Mercedes and Bianca though.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I thought that was dope. Well, let's get to the last category in NFL picks, the surprise moment of the year. John Cena heel turn. Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble. Andrade returns to AEW illegally, basically.
For a week.
Yeah. And then Seth Rollins faking the injury and cashing in at SummerSlam. And this was a landslide with 83.3%. It was John Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that was good. I was watching that with my buddy Joey, and I remember saying to him, like, Cena's being real fucking goofy during this promo.
He was jumping up and down.
Yeah, like, why is he fucking so animated? And then when he went and hugged Cody, I was like, oh my God. And then they showed his face, and I was like, oh my God, like, they're going to do it. And then when he kicked Cody in the nuts, it was like, so great.
I don't think the heel turn was as bad as people complain about. I thought it was actually pretty interesting, even though I thought it would have been a little bit doper if he would have. He didn't have to get like a new theme song, but I think it would have it would like hit a little bit more if he just would have came out to no music. I think that would have been nice.
So I disagree with a lot of people about this. I feel like him coming out and being like, I'm not changing shit. Like, fuck y'all. You don't deserve a new theme song. You people been talking shit to me for years. I don't know. I liked it. I thought that was heel in itself.
Yeah, but I just think no music of him just coming up to booze, like that would have been dope too. But I thought the heel turn was pretty good. I just didn't like the face turn. It
Yeah.
didn't make any sense.
I think the match at WrestleMania and the face turn itself left a sour taste in everybody's mouth about his heel turn. But as far as his promos and his matches, like I thought he did great as a heel.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about the WrestleMania. I saw that in person. That wasn't good. But
And that
yeah,
wasn't even his fault. That was more like a booking thing from your boy.
man, the hell they were doing with Travis Scott coming in the middle of the match. We haven't seen him since. Like yeah, and then people try to blame The Rock. How's that The Rock's fault? Whatever. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but yeah, that's it for our 2025 Booty Awards. Shout out to everybody who voted on it.
Shout out to all the winners.
Shout out to all the winners too.
Well, let's run through these NFL picks because I really don't want to talk about the NFL right now. But
Why not? Cause our Cowboys.
I'm sick of Jerry Jones.
What are you gonna do when your owner is the GM?
Yeah, same shit I've been
He's
doing
like,
for 30 years. Like
eh,
the guy's literally wasted Hall of Fame careers of people because he's fucking stubborn. And it's to the point now where it's not even like player acquisitions. Like there's no way our defense coordinator should be the defense coordinator. Like he's literally just hiring people that he knows he can control, and he's not trying to hire the best people. He's trying to hire the cheapest people. Like just good enough to make them relevant. And you got all these new coaching hires and shit. Like I don't mind Schottenheimer, but we could have had Ben Johnson. We could have had Mike Vrabel. You know what I mean? Like there's so many all these new coaches, by the way, took shitty teams to the playoffs now. The guy in Jacksonville. Like you could have did anything, but instead he just wants to hire people that he can control and that are friends with his family, and it's just fucking annoying being a Cowboys fan. I honestly I don't know how it's gonna happen. I hope Dak leaves. He's
can't
got
wait.
like 3 or 4 good years left. I hope he leaves. I hope he goes somewhere else and plays where he actually has a shot to fucking be a winner.
And with the, I'm a big Dak fan, but then what the hell would the Cowboys do without a quarterback?
It is what it
'Cause
is. All the
I got
Cowboys fans hate Dak anyway, so fucking leave, go somewhere else and win, and let us get fucking Arch Manning and see how fucking shitty he is that everybody wants. And fucking Joe Milton, they want this every bright little new shiny toy they want to replace Dak. We'll go on and replace him, and let's see what happens.
remember 7 years ago they wanted tank for Tua. They wanted the Cowboys to tank for
Yeah.
Tua.
I can remember Emmitt Smith's last couple years. They wanted Troy Hambrick to be the fucking running back. So Emmitt Smith did leave and went to Arizona, got a 1,000-yard season, and Troy Hambrick probably had 300 yards that year.
Who the hell's Troy Hammer? I didn't even remember
Exactly.
him.
Exactly. He's a fucking nobody.
Man, I remember they wanted to go winless for Winston too.
Yeah. They just, and he did the same thing with Romo. When Romo was here, he wasn't good enough, and now everybody's like, Romo's better than Dak. Like, you fucking shit on
Yeah.
Romo when he was here.
The statistics don't say that.
And it all goes back to the guy at the top. Like, the one consistent thing with the Cowboys over the past 30 years has been Jerry Jones.
Who's the better booker, Jerry Jones or Triple H?
They both have their faults.
They put it so eloquently. They both have their faults. Oh man. Well, let's get to these picks. So week 16, I went 13-5, and you went 12-6, which puts the overall at me 161-81, and you 145-97. The swing game last week was the Cardinals and Falcons. For some reason, you don't believe in your Dirty Birds. You picked the Cardinals.
They shouldn't have won.
What, you think the Falcons got lucky?
Was that the game the Falcons were down? No, that was against Tampa. They were down 14 in the fourth quarter. Yeah. I will say this. They're using Kyle Pitts a lot more, and he's a free agent this year. And I'm not too happy with Jake Ferguson in Dallas. So if the Cowboys are serious about like spending money, I know defense needs to be fixed too, but you could probably get Kyle Pitts for cheap. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
What about, don't you got to pay Pickens though?
That's what I'm saying. You could probably get him for cheap.
Yeah. Well, see what the GM says. Well, let's get into these Sunday picks. Cardinals at Bengals. I'm taking Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'll take the Bengals also.
Steelers at Browns.
Pittsburgh.
I got Steelers too. Does Myles Garrett, does he break the record today?
Yeah. What does he need?
Oh,
like one more sack?
He needs half a sack to tie. He needs one full sack to.
Yeah. And I hope he does it today so people can't be like, well, it took him 17 games. Like, no, go ahead and do it in 16 games.
Yep. If he, people are gonna talk shit if he does it in week 18 and the 17 games. Yeah, I hope he does it today. Saints at Titans. I have. I kind of want to pick the Titans. I'll pick the Titans.
I'm gonna pick the Titans also. I think Cam Ward's actually starting to play a little bit better.
It takes a rookie a little while to get settled in. Tony Khan, man, he's had a good 2025. Jags at Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. Colts are eliminated from playoff contention. They got old man Rivers out there, so.
Man, it would have been dope if he was able to get them in the playoffs, just because without 5 years. But he said they're eliminated, so they start off hot with Daniel Jones and they fell off the wagon, so to speak. So off the railroad. I got Jags as well. Bucks at Dolphins. The Bucks have been kind of, not playing so well, but I got the Bucks.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins strictly because I want the Panthers to make the playoffs.
You like the Panthers, huh?
I just like their uniforms.
You just like the... Well, Pats at Jets.
Patriots.
They're a weird team. I don't believe in them in the playoffs, but they've been winning.
I don't either. But they're about to get the number 1 seed, aren't they?
Yeah. They are. I got the Patriots as well. Speaking of Panthers, Seahawks are traveling to Panthers. I'm taking Seattle on this one.
I'll take Seattle.
Wow, you don't have no faith in it. That's going to kind of offset what you said with the Panthers winning.
Seattle's better, but as long as Tampa loses, then Carolina's still in control of their own destiny.
Well, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Toilet Bowl, Giants at Raiders. Give me New York.
Yeah, the Raiders are awful. I'll take the Giants.
Eagles at Bills.
This game would have been big a couple weeks ago had Dallas not went on a 3-game losing streak, but I'll still take the Bills.
I got the Bills as well. Bears at 49ers.
This is a big
Give me San Francisco.
I'll take Chicago.
I can see Chicago. They're better than I thought they were gonna be. Cause maybe they just being successful off a weaker schedule as the losing team. Oh, but they've been beating some good teams that you wouldn't expect them to beat. So
got a good head coach too.
You have Chicago. I have San Francisco. And Monday Night Football, Rams at Falcons. I'm taking L.A.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
And we don't have to worry about Thursday Night Football anymore because Week 18, everybody plays on Sunday, which is nice.
Yep. Also, fuck the NFL for making Christmas games. That's the NBA holiday.
Yeah, I don't like that. Of course, they know they're going to get ratings because they put is the Cowboys going to play on Christmas every year now?
I don't fucking know. They already play on Thanksgiving. Like, how many times are you going to use the Cowboys and then to the detriment of the Cowboys, though? Because I feel like that's unsafe. having to play all those games so close together the way they do towards the holidays. Like, it's an unfair advantage, I think.
Yeah, that's like I said. Why don't we let the NBA have it? Why NFL has to be a monopoly in everything?
So fucking
Jeez.
greedy, man. Greed makes the world go round.
Yeah, kind of took my attention off of the NBA games, which was a nice thing that I like to do on Christmas.
Yeah. Fucking New York was down by like 15 twice against Cleveland and came back and won.
Dope. I think the Knicks will be able to make some noise in the playoffs this year.
Man, we just need one trade.
I don't even know if you need that to win the East this year.
I ain't trying to win the East. I'm trying to win the whole goddamn thing.
I don't know, man. OKC and San Antonio are kind of tough this year.
Hey, the Knicks already won the NBA Cup,
That's true.
beating San Antonio.
Yeah.
I think they just need one more big man. Like, Cat is a big man, but he don't play like a big man. He plays like a little... he plays like Will from Stranger Things. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't get the reference because I never watched Stranger Things, but it sounds funny.
Well, I'll tell you about it later. If people out there watch the new Stranger Things, they know what I mean. And it's a joke. I don't mean it in any kind of like hateful way. But yeah, they just need another big man. They got I can't think of my boy's name right now, but they got the big dude that's in there, but he's not good at free throws. He's not good at offense. He's just like rebounding and defense. They need a big man that's like, because you're gonna have to go against Wemby. You're gonna have to go against
Chet Holmgren.
What's my boy's name from Milwaukee?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I just put his last name, Antetokounmpo. There you go.
Which there were talks of him getting traded earlier, but I guess
it kind of died down. Yeah, they were talking about him possibly going to LA,
I heard he was supposed to be going to the Knicks.
That'd be.
But they would have to give up. They would have to give up Cat and somebody else.
Well, I thought if they would keep Cat and Giannis, that would have been domination.
Yeah. Which if they were able to work that out, I'd be down with it. But yeah, the Knicks I just think they need a big man, like a big, tough, badass motherfucker that can score and play defense.
They don't grow those type of guys on trees. Only one I can think of is Giannis, because Jokic is big man, but he don't play no D.
The most unassuming fucking like ridiculously good basketball player. It annoys me how good that guy is.
Yeah, I don't understand how he's so good, because he's not athletic. He just is
right.
Able to do everything.
How does he even do it? He's not faster. He's not stronger. He can't jump higher than anybody, but yet he's unstoppable.
It bothers me for some reason.
A little racist, isn't it, EJ?
No, even if you were black and have the same athletic prowess like that type of, like a Duncan.
Yeah,
like,
I was literally just about to say he's like the white Tim Duncan.
I understand how it bothered me how he was good. Like,
man, he used to piss me off hitting that fucking bank shot off the baseline. Like, you couldn't fucking stop it. Big fundamental.
But yeah, man, sports.
Yep. Well, shit, EJ, you got anything else? We'll get up out of here.
Shout out to everybody who participated in the awards, and we got another year in the books, man. Off to 2026. It's been another great year.
Yeah. Happy or Merry belated Christmas to everybody. Hope you had a good time, and hope y'all have a happy new year. We'll see y'all next year. Literally, you get ready for all those jokes from all the fucking corny people at work. Hey, man, I'll talk to you next year, huh? Fucking nerds. But yeah, so until next time, next year, I'm Chris Rucker for EJ Reed. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Peace!